women in history I'd never heard of, and wouldn't be surprised if you haven't either. Today, let's talk about Jacquotte Delahaye. Jacquotte Delahaye was born in 1630 and passed in 1663. She was a badass pirate and might have been a zombie. It's entirely possible that Jacquotte is just a legend, but every legend begins in fact. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that women are minimized, erased, and relegated to legend. So, even if she's just a legend, she's an example of strength and should inspire people. So, here we go. Jacquotte was most memorable because of her wild, blood-red hair. It was her pride and joy. She was born in Haiti to a French dad and Haitian mom. There's not a whole lot known about her parents, but we can say this. Her mom passed in childbirth, and her dad was brutally unalived when the Brits invaded. There's no confirmation that her dad was a pirate, but I'm willing to go out on a limb and say the family wasn't unfamiliar with the trade. When Dad passed, Jacquotte was left to care for herself and her brother. That was made more challenging because he'd been born with a mental disability. Considering the time period, jobs for women were pretty limited. Neither prostitute nor convent life appealed to her, and why the fuck would she be a washerwoman if she could go to sea? So she put together a crew and started targeting ships in the Caribbean. It didn't take long before she became one of the most notorious Caribbean pirates. She captained her ship with an iron fist and kind of liked violence. So much so that she earned the nickname the Lash. Again, consider the time period. She couldn't hand out gold stars and attaboys if she wanted to be taken seriously as a pirate. The government and other pirates didn't really like her. Okay, they hated her. Come on, you can guess why. Say it with me. Because she was a woman. She'd eventually lead hundreds of pirates and dozens of ships, all the way to successful debauchery and wealth. It's possible she never got married because she was in love with a woman who was also a pirate. I mean, she didn't need a man to captain a ship. Why would she need one, you know? You know. Sorry, I'm moving on. She and her crew relieved the Spanish of a particular island in the Caribbean and set up shop. They referred to it as the Freebooter Republic, and it was a haven for anyone living outside the law. Also, because she was so very successful, especially at putting dudes in their place, there was a bounty on her head. Rather than turn herself in, she faked her own unaliving and went into retirement. For a while, she went incognito as a man, but retirement was fucking boring. Plus, she couldn't hide all that hair and she refused to cut it. So what's a woman to do? You make an entrance. So she hopped one of her ships and came sailing in. That cloud of blood-red hair flying in the wind, and dudes about shit themselves. Everybody knew she was already on the other side, and still should be. So they gave her a new nickname, Back from the Dead Red. And that's the nickname she's remembered by. All good things must come to an end. And while not confirmed, stories say Back from the Dead Red couldn't stay back for very long. She was unalive defending the Freebooter Republic. Or was she? I'd like to think that she covered tracks better the second time to control how we meet her. Who knows? Maybe she'll come back again.